Hello, your name's Nico, and today I'm going to explain to you how to be Stage 12 of the newest MoC, Chronicle of the White Knight's Dream Kingdom. This MoC is, in my opinion, probably the hardest one we've had, at least for Stage 12. The Stage 11, I'm not exactly sure if it's the hardest, but for Stage 12 definitely is the hardest, mainly because of how Aventurine works and his mechanics, and even the first half with the Memory Stone meme Shell of Fated Rage is also very difficult as well, in my opinion. So even the first half is quite difficult. Basically, what you need for teams for this to work, you probably pretty much have to use Ruan Mai. If you don't have Ruan Mai, which I know I saw like some statistics saying that apparently 92% of people have Ruan Mai. This was, I think, in patch 2.0. So it's possible if you've joined like this current patch, you don't have her, obviously, because she's only had one run at this point. But the majority of players do have Ruan Mai. So if you have her, you're using her first half, no matter what. I know she's ice, and you'll see, oh, Aventurine's ice, I should use Ruan Mai in his half. No, you need to break the dinosaur as fast as possible, or else you will do like no damage to him. I tried without using Ruan Mai with this Acheron team, and it did not work at all. I tried to use Black Swan instead. Did not work here. Otherwise, if you don't, I mean, you should use Ruan Mai. Otherwise, I'd say for the best, probably against the first half would be Xueyi if you have her at. Ideally, E6 is when her like most damage is, obviously, it's E6. Xueyi ran the same time that Ruan Mai did, so if you have Ruan Mai, you probably got at least one copy of Xueyi, but ideally you want E6 Xueyi. If not, minimum E2 is when like the ideal like point when she's actually good. But if you don't have her like leveled up, which I don't, I'm using a double lightning team, using Acheron, Kafka, and then Lynx as my healer because it's the same weakness as Cocolia and the dinosaur. You can also use Bailu here. It's just my Lynx is a lot more built than Bailu. As well as the fact that Lynx can cleanse and Cocolia can freeze one of your teammates, so it's easy for you to just use her ultimate to cleanse your team, so you don't have to worry about that issue. Now, for Aventurine, you pretty much want to use Fu Xuan if there's your sustain. If you have her, just because her ultimate is an AoE ultimate, and because of his dice mechanics, you want AoE spells so that you can hit 9 or higher, because that's when you get like the magical number, so that you actually get your ultimate refreshed as well as not get nuked, pretty much. Single target's not as ideal. Topaz is a little bit of an exception, which I'm showing here because of how Topaz and like Numby work. So if you hit a dice that has Numby affected on it, she could actually hit multiple times, especially if your whole team targets that one die. So you could actually get Topaz to live if you get lucky with the numbers. I mean, it's a dice roll, it's Aventurine, his whole mechanics about luck and stuff. So yeah, Clara's just really good into him because he is physical weak as well. If you have Jing Liu built here, you can use her as well. You can even use Acheron second half as he's lightning weak. There's a little bit of flexibility for that. The only just thing is, I would say, is you probably want someone with an AoE spell, so probably not going to use, I don't know, there's not even really like a single target. You probably don't want to use like Luca as an example, right? Because he's a single target, but I don't think anyone would use Luca. But anyways, my teams first half: Acheron, Kafka, Ruan Mai, Lynx. I know I'm not getting I don't have E2 Acheron, by the way, so I'm not getting the full damage from Acheron, but you need Ruan Mai. Without Ruan Mai, the first half's like impossible. And the second half, I'm using a Clara, Fu Xuan, Silver Wolf, and Topaz. Silver Wolf is here so she can implant a fire weakness to break Aventurine even faster. She can do quantum here because you do have Fu Xuan and Silver Wolf on there. Silver Wolf's not bad at breaking, but Topaz is just better because you have both Topaz's attack as well as Numby's attack, and fire is pretty good at breaking overall. I'll show you my character stats here, and then I'll show you but the way I 3-starred it as well. Okay, so I did pre-record me beating it because I wanted to make sure I actually got a run. I tried multiple times. As I said, this is very difficult to do, so I just wanted to give you my attempt and what basically the thought process was. So I actually have to re-roll this multiple times. For Acheron specifically, for this one, you have to have the Crimson Knot stacks on the dinosaur, or else it just makes the run a lot more difficult. So you just want to reset the run until you get it on the dinosaur, like I am doing here. I'll fast forward to it. I don't know, we'll just see. And so yeah, basically you want to make sure it hits the dinosaur with the Crimson Knot stacks. You'll be mainly prioritizing the dinosaur break. I got it here, so we're gonna see it from here. And you're gonna just attack the dinosaur to get 9 Crimson Knot stacks so you can ult with Acheron on him. You save, ideally, if I remember, I'll see if I do. You save your ultimate, which I don't. It's fine. I was like, till after the guy on the left spawn, or the guy on the left spawns a dude. I didn't remember either of them, which is fine. It doesn't really matter. It just makes it a little bit easier because you're not wasting your side attacks on the random mobs this guy spawns. But that's at the end all be all. Oh yeah. I was like, I'll move my mess out of the way, but I can't. That's just pre-recorded. So, this is the same teams, by the way. Like you can see my UID at the bottom. It's the exact same. If you are worried about me using some like different characters or whatever, or like a different account.
I think something bit me to travel.
Yeah, it's pretty much just the basic attack with Ruan Mai and Lynx. Keep Ruan Mai's uptime possible. If you need to use Ruan Mai's skill, then use Kafka's basic attack. You always want to skill with Acheron. That's just how her kit works, because you want to use her ult as much as possible. And you get 2 stacks whenever you skill with Acheron, versus only 1. Because you get 1 stack per debuff applied, and her skill up gives a bonus assist. Yeah, it was a little unfortunate that they just focused Acheron there, so I had to use my heal from Lynx on Acheron. But again, you're gonna have to basic attack. What you're gonna want to do here, it's a little awkward, is you kind of want to get Cocolia's break bar down to right before she's about to do like her big ultimate attack. Unfortunately, even if you do so, she's gonna immediately do her big ultimate attack as soon as she unbreaks herself. So it's a little bit of a pain in the butt. So you gotta hopefully do enough damage that she is not a worry, or you have Lynx's healing, like her ultimate, already available.
There's more to life. Every petal.
Yeah, just focus on the dinosaur, because again, the dinosaur is the big nuisance of the first half of this.
Stand still.
Still waters of oblivion. A world devoured by ice.
To travel.
And I just cleanse Ruan Mai here. You probably don't need to. If it was Acheron or Kafka, you definitely would have needed to, but we're gonna quantum break here instead. Quantum break would slows down the break, so it's like it's fine. Yeah, just make sure you just keep attacking the dinosaur, and you'll be a-okay.
Free will, or was it destined for oblivion?
Say bye to breathing. Good times. Time to say bye. Boom.
Eternal.
The eternal freeze.
And see, she immediately puts her ult up here, so it's like, well, hopefully at this point you've done enough damage to her that it doesn't matter. Yeah, like that. And see, we've 3-cycled Cocolia, very nice. I'm gonna actually take 6 cycles to kill Aventurine, but I mean, it still doesn't, it's fine.
Time to check your book.
Because we're under 12 cycles. This side's a lot harder because, again, Aventurine, and I'm also using Clara, who is very RNG herself. And even Topaz has a bit of RNG depending on where Numby spawns. And also Silver Wolf here because it depends what implant she puts on people. So this is like a very RNG run. Unfortunately, you might have to rerun the second half multiple times. If you do use this team comp, the only thing I do want to mention is that you have to put Fu Xuan beside Clara, or else like Silver Wolf or Topaz will take a lot of unnecessary damage just because of getting hit secondarily to Clara. Normally don't run a preservation with Clara just because preservation has a higher aggro rate than destruction characters do. But you need it for this run in particular. Because the healers, other than, I'm trying to think. I think I haven't played much Gallagher, so I'm trying to remember if his skill is considered AoE. But the ones previous to him were definitely not. They're all just single target damage. So that's why I just Fu Xuan is like kind of ideal. Or now Aventurine actually patch just dropped as I'm recording this, so you can also use Aventurine here, and hopefully you have 7 stacks of your follow-up attack to keep that up as well, so you don't get nuked there. Which one's just the best here because her ultimate is what heals your team. But yeah, I didn't know for strategy here. You're gonna kind of focus on ideally the Ascended here first, unless your Topaz Numby lands on the other boss, which in this run it landed on the other boss, and that's why I focused him first. But you should ideally focus on the Ascended first and not the IPC boss, because she's gonna like put that debuff on you where your health gets reduced by, you can see at the bottom, like Topaz and Silver will have the debuff on them right now, which is not ideal with Fu Xuan because Fu Xuan's healing is not massive enough to like heal that from them so quickly. But again, you gotta adapt to the situations that come to you, and this team's filled with so much RNG, and makes your life easier if Numby's on the IPC boss, let's just focus him. But if it was on one with like the side mobs, then use Topaz's skill to move it to the Ascended first.
Let the valuation begin.
And basically with here at this point, Clara's break does not change between using her skill versus her basic attack. So it's actually better to use Topaz's skill and just use Clara's basic attack, unless it's the dice. If it's the dice here, then you want to use Clara's skill, right? That makes the most sense, because you want to ideally get a high number. We're gonna keep trying to implant for fire. We finally got it here because this will allow Topaz and Numby to break this, which breaks faster than the Silver Wolf and Fu Xuan. The reason why I'm not using Clara's ult right here is because she already has 1 tick. You can see there's like the 2 tick bars, or like the 2 circles. Now it's gone, so I can use Clara's ultimate here. As you can see, I do that. Another tip though, if you have E2 Clara like I do, you will want to use Clara's ultimate after she attacks. If you get her ultimate up at the same time as her attack comes, just because of how the attack works. So like you go to the attack after you use your ult for 2 turns, but if you use it before her turn, you basically waste a whole turn of the attack increase. So I just wanted to point that out for you guys if you did not know that. And yes, unfortunately, when this guy goes to phase 2, you lose Silver Wolf's implant, so you're gonna have to re-implant. Ideally, fire again, you're gonna have to keep RNGing it. And you're gonna use Topaz's basic attack if you need to use Fu Xuan's skill. Yeah. Yeah, and look for the one that has Numbi for these die, and attack that one, so Topaz has a better chance of actually surviving. Like that, see? Topaz actually survived because... And then use Fu Xuan's skills so she can actually get her ultimate up, so she can also survive. The only one that's not gonna survive on this team is Silver Wolf. Like, it's impossible for her. Which is fine. You have Fu Xuan tanking anyways. And you're gonna use Fu Xuan's ultimate to heal up.
The market is unpredictable.
You're like the people that get nuked anyway, so.
All things human creations.
Which is should just be Silver Wolf if you get. If you're fine, if you get unlucky, then it's gonna be Topaz and Silver Wolf for this comp.
And yang. I see through you.
Yes, the reason why I'm timing it like this is because I'm always checking
Fun this time.
Fu Xuan's stacks, her Matrix of Precipice stacks, because I don't want it to be 0.
Go Navi.
Prepare for something.
Yes, and there you go. That is a 21 cycle clear, no down characters. Took 3 cycles for first half and 6 cycles for the second half with this team comp. As I said, I hopefully explained everything properly, and I know Topaz is a rare character to have, so it might not be helpful for you, but I'm hoping that I've given enough tips on what type of team comps to use. Like I said, Jing Liu would be good here. Jing Yuan. You can even use Kafka after on second half if you have like Xueyi first half. You have to run Fu Xuan first half if you do have her, which again, the majority of you should have her based off what I've seen statistic wise on what characters people have. And if you're one of the unlucky ones or unfortunate ones who did not pull for Ruan Mai, the first half is going to be very difficult for you because the toughness of the dinosaur is very high. Because I even tried using a Sealy team to break through it, which is Spear Quantum, and I couldn't have success with it. Yeah, but that was without Ruan Mai, so it might have been fine with Ruan Mai. You just really need high break effect, and that's what Ruan Mai gives your team. And so yeah, that's why it just makes it a lot easier. Anyways, I hope this video helped you. Maybe some of you clear stage 12 or give you enough ideas so that you can clear stage 12 yourself. And if you enjoyed this video, consider giving a like, and I hope to see you at a different video of mine. I will probably do the stage 11 guide as well, but I think most of you are struggling with stage 12, so I prioritized this guide.